أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا من يهدي الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. My name is Abdlfattah Adeyemi, and I welcome you all to our lecture for today that is called You Want Marriage, but Are You Ready for It? You want marriage, but are you ready for the marriage? This is reaching you from the platform of Bainakum Family Counseling Center. Now, let's look at it this way now. Marriage is too important not to understand it before you enter. They normally say, look before you leap. You need to look well before you jump into marriage, or before you walk into marriage, or before you transform or transmute into a state of marriage. Marriage is not a place per se. It is not a place you visit or a place you go to, or a place you say you are sitting inside a place, or you are sitting inside a marriage. It is actually a state. It's a state of mind. It's a lifestyle thing. It's a new life entirely on its own. And you got to understand what you are trying to become and who you are trying to be. Many people want marriage truly. They dream about it, they pray for it, they long for it. They imagine three things: companionship, laughter and affection, and someone who understands them deeply. And they picture a life where three things happen. One, loneliness disappears. Two, happiness becomes constant. That means you are always euphoric because of the person that's around you. And thirdly, that everything will finally come together. That is the picture that they paint in their heads. And so marriage becomes a dream. But here's the question many people do not ask. Is marriage what you think it is? Is marriage decided or determined by your thought, by what's going on in your head? Or is marriage something else that can be entirely different from what you are thinking? The way we all have one head each, and that is possibly the same way people have different thinking about what marriage is in their heads. And so before people can compare notes and begin to see marriage the same way, it might not be very easy like that. A man may see marriage in one way and a woman sees marriage in another way. When people get married, it is the same thing. They don't see it the same way. When they are still single, you have an idea in your head you are carrying around, and you are looking for somebody whose idea is exactly like yours. Maybe you have to bring out your brain, and then let's begin to examine whether our brains resemble each other. Anyway, on a serious note, what many people desire is not always the reality of marriage. The illusion of marriage says three things, among others. Number one, when I get married, I will be complete. That's an illusion. That is, when I get married, I will be complete. Number two, love will carry us through everything. Love is all. Love is this. Love is that. No matter what we face, so long as we love each other, we are going to be okay. That's number two, illusion. And number three, marriage will make my life easier. That's another illusion. Okay, once I get married now, I will not be struggling or, those kind of things on my own. Those are the three main illusions that people have. It is not as if all those three things are totally impossible, but they paint marriage in three ways. They make you to think marriage is effortless. That means you don't have to do anything, just be looking cute and be bearing Mr. or Mrs. Number two, it makes people to look at marriage as if it is emotionally fulfilling at all times. That means every time you are going to be satisfied emotionally. And thirdly, it makes people think that marriage will make people to be free from serious struggle of life. These are all illusions. And these are the things that make it to be very much of an illusion. But illusions are dangerous because they create expectations that reality cannot sustain. The reality is that marriage is not just romance or companionship. Marriage is three things: responsibility, sacrifice, and emotional work. That means you have to work it emotionally. You have to put some work inside it. It is waking up some days not feeling your best, yet still choosing three things: patience, kindness, and commitment. Marriage is learning to do three things. Number one, communicate when you would rather be silent. Number two, understand when you feel misunderstood. And number three, give even when you feel empty. That's you give love, give care, give time, give support, even when you are looking for it by yourself. Those are the three things that you will be learning to do inside marriage. So instead of saying, I want to get married, the important question is, do I understand what I'm asking for? Do you know what you are asking for? Do you know what you want to get into? Well, let me not present it as if you are getting into trouble, but I just want to say, do you really understand what you are asking for when you say you want to get married? Because marriage is not just finding someone to live with. It is committing to grow with someone through ease and through difficulty. So the danger of entering with illusion is this. When people enter marriage with illusion, three things happen. Number one, reality shocks them. When reality comes, it's like, what? I didn't sign up for this. Number two, disappointment sets in. You start feeling disappointed because it is not what you expected. And number three, regrets become taunting. You'll be like, who pushed me into this? Who did this to me? Why? Why was I so foolish? Why didn't I see the red flags? Why didn't I see the green flags? Why didn't I see the white flag? Then you begin to regret, I should have agreed to marry somebody else if instead of this one. What was I thinking? Why did I see it through? These are the things that happen if you go into marriage under those illusions that we were talking about. And then you begin to say, this is not what I expected. Or they begin to say, you have changed. This is not how you were. And they begin to say, marriage is not what I thought it is. It is totally different. And that is why some people begin to say that marriage is a scam. Marriage is not a scam. It's because they really didn't understand what marriage is all about. But the truth is, marriage did not change. It was simply never understood. It is not that marriage changed. It is that you did not really understand what marriage is all about. Many people are preparing for the wedding day, but they are not preparing for the marriage life. They plan the event, but they ignore the responsibility. This is where the illusion becomes very dangerous. So before you say, I want marriage, you need to pause and ask yourself, do I want the idea of marriage, or do I understand the reality of marriage? Get it? For some people, marriage is just an idea that they have in their head. It's an idea, it's a fantasy. They don't see it as reality. And for some other people, marriage is in theory. They are not ready for the practicality. They have read so many books, they have an idea, they have watched so many movies, they have read so many novels, and they have consumed so much information about marriage. And everything they know about marriage from A to Z is about theory. But when the practicality comes, it becomes something else entirely. And once we confront this reality, we must ask an even more serious question. Why do some people rush into something that they barely understand? This brings us to another point now. Why do people rush into marriage even when they don't really understand it? And if you don't understand why you want something, you may enter it for the wrong reasons, very, very wrong reasons. So many people they are not just entering marriage, they are even rushing into marriage. And when you look closely, the rush is not random. It is driven by three things: pressures, desires, and misconceptions. Should I take that again? The rush, and the rush is driven by three things: pressures, desires, and misconceptions. Let us zoom in and break it down clearly. Let's unpack these three things. The first of them is pressure, and pressure comes from three main sources: from family, from age, and from society. Let's zoom in further. Family pressure. People begin to ask you, when are we coming to eat rice? People will ask you, your younger ones are already getting married. When is yours coming up? And people will ask you, don't delay too much. They'll be preaching to you, don't delay too much. Just take whatever thing comes your way. That is family pressure. What starts as concern becomes pressure. And sometimes decisions are made just to please other people, just to please this aunt. There's one aunt that's always taunting you about marriage. There's one uncle that's already condemning you that you are irresponsible because you are not yet married. In order to avoid this kind of pressure, some people go into marriage. In fact, they rush into marriage. The second source of pressure is the age. I'm getting older, or time is going, or what if I miss my chance? Age creates a sense of urgency even when readiness is not present. And the third one, society. That's societal pressure. Seeing friends getting married, that is one. Social media weddings everywhere, that is two. And feeling left behind, that is three. And then comparison sets in. Everyone is moving forward except you. You start wondering, what is wrong with me? Everybody is getting, all of my friends and my schoolmates and my classmates and my roommates and my colleagues in the office or my business partners, all of them are getting married. All of them are moving forward except me. Then as a lady, you start feeling depressed. You start feeling pressured. Pressure can push you into marriage, but it cannot sustain you inside it. So better drop the idea. Number two, desire, that comes from three main needs: emotional needs, physical needs, and social needs. As for emotional need, it comes in three ways: wanting companionship, wanting to love someone, and wanting to feel loved. But sometimes it is not readiness, it is loneliness that is speaking. Number two, physical desire. Desire to be found attractive, that somebody will say, you look fine, you look handsome, you look beautiful. Number two, desire for a loving closeness. And number three, desire for halal intimacy. You also want to have intimacy like other people, but you know that you have to be married before you do it. So sometimes your libido may push you under pressure. This is valid, but if it is the only reason, then it is not enough to carry a lifetime commitment. And the third need, that is the desire. The third need is the social need, wanting to belong, wanting a title, husband or wife, Mrs. or Madam, and then wanting validation for people to say, yes, you are this and you are that. And so marriage becomes a status, not a responsibility. And some people even wear rings, and they like to brandish that ring just to give them that feeling that, yes, I am now Mrs. somebody or Mr. somebody. But they only look at the status. They are not looking at the responsibility that it comes with. Desire can start a marriage, but it cannot sustain it without discipline and understanding. Number three is the escape from three main realities. Number one, personal struggles. Number two, family issues. And number three, life dissatisfaction. Let me take it one after the other. Personal struggles. You want to escape from personal struggles. It comes in three ways. Number one, you will say, marriage will make me happier. I'm not happy now, but when I get married, I'm going to become happy. Number two, marriage will fix my loneliness. And number three, I don't have to survive on my own. These are the ways through which you want to escape your personal struggles without realizing that marriage will not make you happier if you are not a happy person. Marriage will not fix your loneliness if you are not ready to work on yourself. And to say you don't have to survive on your own is fallacy. You may have to survive on your own. So you can't escape your personal struggles with marriage. Marriage does not heal what you have not addressed. It will continue to remain there and continue to haunt you. Number two, escaping family problems. One, when you have difficult home environment, you just want to run away because home is hard. Maybe financially, the home is nothing to write home about. Emotionally, you are not being, you are not being built, you are being destroyed. And psychologically, you are beginning to go crazy in your own home. So when you have difficult home environment, you want to run, you want to escape family problems. Number two, wanting a way out. Okay, if I say I want to go live on my own now, everybody will be wondering what is wrong with me. They will know that I'm trying to run away from something. So you want to say that, okay, let me just get married. When I get married, at least it will be a way for me to escape family problems in my own home, in my own family. As for the guy, if he says he wants to stay on his own, people will wonder, why will you do that when your father has a very big house? But he believes that once he gets married, he can use that as excuse to run away, not even from that house, from that street, from that local government. In fact, to another state, some people will even go to another country entirely. And number three, a quest for freedom. Maybe you have been feeling enslaved or encaged in your house or in the home environment where you come from. From your family, you cannot decide on your own. You can't do things by yourself. They are monitoring you day and night. They have to know where you are going, when you are coming back. You just want freedom. So marriage becomes an exit plan instead of a prepared step. That is another problem. Then the third one is escaping life dissatisfaction. That one also comes in three ways. Number one, feeling stuck in life generally. Maybe you are just stuck. You don't know what to do with your life. You can't move forward. You can't go backward. You are just on one spot. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. And you keep feeling that, look, I cannot move away from this rut until and unless I get married. So you want to escape life dissatisfaction. When you are stuck in life generally, you can't do any course. You can't go for another job. You can't change your job. You can't do any other thing with yourself. Number one, you feel stuck. Number two, wanting a new beginning. Okay, I've lived some kind of, some kind of life that has nothing to write home about. I want to have a new start. I want it to be that, yes, I'm now a married man or I'm now a married woman. I want to start a new beginning, a new life where nobody will know me. I will be there afresh. I want to start my life afresh. I've had a rough past. I've had a past that I don't want people in my environment to even remember. I don't want to be around them for them to even know. So I want a new beginning. That may be another way people want to escape life dissatisfaction. And number three, finding a solution to internal emptiness. You search yourself, you search your mind. You are so empty and you are somewhere between hollow and shallow. And there's nothing that you can put inside your heart or bring from it. You are totally empty. So because of that total internal emptiness, you just want to escape. And maybe that is why some people rush into marriage. Why? Because they want to escape. Allahu Akbar. Now, let me rewind and replay now so that you don't get lost. I said there are 3 reasons why people rush into marriage. And this is pressure, desire, and misconception. As for pressure, it comes from 3 main sources: family, age, and society. As for desire, it comes from 3 main needs: emotional needs, physical needs, and social needs. And as for escaping now from, escaping from life, that one comes in 3 ways: escape from personal struggles, family issues, and life dissatisfaction. Those are the ways through which people rush into marriage. But here is an insight now. If you enter marriage to escape your life, you may carry the same life into your marriage. That same life you are trying to escape from, if you don't face it to fix it, if you don't face it to find solution to your internal emptiness, then you are going to carry that same emptiness into your marriage. And then the problem becomes compounded. So when someone says, I want to get married, we must ask, is it pressure? Is it desire? Or is it escape? Because if the foundation is not clear, the structure will be unstable. The wrong reason may take you into a marriage, but that same wrong reason will not help you to survive in marriage. In other words, check yourself well. Why are you rushing? Solve the problem first and make it to be that you have stopped running before you enter into marriage. You don't run to enter marriage. You walk to enter into a marriage. So as we just looked at why people rush into marriage now, let us look at why some people are even reluctant to get married in order to balance it up. Because while some rush into marriage, some others hold back, sometimes for the wrong reasons as well. So why is it that some people are reluctant to get married? You remember we said, just as rushing into marriage can be dangerous, avoiding it for the wrong reason can also be limiting. Not everyone is in a hurry to get married. Some are one of these three things. Number one, some are hesitant to get married. They see even suitable, they still hesitate. Number two, some are fearful. They have fear of getting to marriage. And number three, some are delaying getting married. And people delay getting married for three ways. Sometimes deliberately, they are playing delay tactics. Sometimes circumstantially, it is situation that makes them to delay. And sometimes indefinitely, they delay indefinitely. They don't even know when it's going to be, but they are just reluctant and they keep delaying and delaying and delaying. But when we look closely, this reluctance often comes from three things. Number one, fear. Number two, experience. And number three, mindset. Let us zoom in now and start with fear. Fear comes from three main sources: fear of failure, fear of responsibility, and fear of vulnerability. Let us zoom in further now. Fear of failure. Number one, what if it doesn't work? Number two, what if we end up divorced? And number three, what if the blame would be on me? What if the whole world would look at me as being the failure of that marriage, as being the one that's responsible? Because I know myself, I know some of the things I'm capable of doing. What if everybody blames me and they think it's because I'm irresponsible? That is fear of failure. And they are afraid like this because they have seen three things. They have seen broken homes. They have experienced painful separations. They have also seen painful separations amongst the people, and they have seen emotional damage that happens. So they conclude that it is safer not to try than to fail. And number two fear is the fear of responsibility. Marriage is not light. Marriage comes with three things. Number one, emotional responsibility. Number two, financial responsibility. And number three, relational accountability. That means how do you relate with people? And some people know, they know that this is serious, but I'm not sure I'm ready for this thing. They know that marriage is serious, but they are not sure if they are ready for all of these things we are talking about because of this fear that they have. Fear of responsibility especially. And the third type of fear is fear of vulnerability. And marriage requires three things: openness, emotional exposure, and trust. Now, if you cannot expose yourself emotionally, if you are afraid of what will happen if people know how you feel, if you are afraid of what will happen if people get to know all your secrets, if you are afraid that people will have to trust you and you don't think you are trustworthy, or if you are afraid that you cannot trust anybody, now you have that fear of vulnerability. For some, Letting someone in feels very risky. In fact, it looks very dangerous. By the time they have to tell some people their secrets, they're already, you know, they're already scared. They're already afraid that the person they are talking to will betray them. So they keep all sorts of secrets. They hide all sorts of things. They erase part of their past and they pretend part of their present and they deny some part of their future. Why? Because they have this fear of vulnerability that once my partner knows this part of me, the marriage will never work again. So they protect themselves by staying distant from marriage. They don't want anybody to know that they have this problem. It can be libido problem, it can be mental issue, it can be physical defect in a way that people cannot easily notice. But they fear that once they get married, the person they are getting married to is gonna find out. They have lived some rough path in the past. They have done some stupid mistakes in the past, or they have been victims of certain things in the past. So they have this fear of vulnerability. Me that everybody think I'm now a good person. What if they get to find out what happened in my past? Me that people think I belong to this family. If marriage comes in, won't people find out where I truly am from? This is what is responsible for the fear that some people have. Fear may protect you from pain, but it can also prevent you from growth. If you are avoiding pain, then you can't experience pleasure. It's like anesthesia that they do in the hospital. If somebody wants to have a surgery that requires the person to be numbed or the person to be put to sleep through anesthesia, you know that the person will not feel any pain. Yes, but you will not feel any pleasure either. You can't have both. You have to choose one and the other. You don't want to have pain, then you cannot have pleasure. But if you want to have pleasure, then you can have pain. You cannot have pleasure and say you don't want any pain. So no matter how much of fear that you have, you should make yourself understand that you can be vulnerable, but you have to do your best. So let me take it in. Fear comes from three main sources: failure, responsibility, and vulnerability. Now let's look for the second one, experience, as part of what makes people to avoid marriage. Past relationships, that's experience comes from these three main sources: past relationships, family background, and observed marriages. Let us zoom in to past relationship. Past relationship can hurt you, and they can come from three things: betrayal, heartbreak, and disappointment. And these experiences leave scars, so much so that your mind will begin to tell you, never again, never will I allow this to happen to me again, because of your past relationship. Another experience is from family background, and this comes from three ways: growing up in conflict, witnessing unhealthy marriages, or absence of positive role models. You understand what I mean now? So, because your family background was all about conflict, and you've witnessed a lot of unhealthy marriages in your family, or maybe your positive role models were not even present. Maybe you lost your father when you were young, and there was no father to model after. Or maybe your mom was not there. You grew up with your aunt or somebody else. Because of that absence of positive role models, you begin to avoid marriage because of that experience, because you have not seen anything good in marriage. So marriage becomes associated with three things in your mind. It becomes associated with stress. Everybody is stressed up and looking crazy. It's associated with instability. Fight today, quarrel tomorrow, move out today, move in tomorrow. And it becomes associated with emotional pain. You have watched your parents cry out of anguish and pain associated with marriage. So it is possible that that background makes you think or makes you fear that marriage can give you stress, can give you instability, or can give you emotional pain. The third one from the experience is observing others, observed marriages of other people. And observing others, they come in three forms: friends struggling in marriage, public stories of failed relationships and coming from a broken home, having watched both parents break apart. These experiences can make some people to be reluctant to get married. And as I'm mentioning all of these things, I want you to know that what I mean is you have to admit some of these things. You have to accept and you have to begin to treat yourself. So the conclusion becomes marriage seems more stressful than peaceful in the mind of this kind of person. And what you have seen can actually shape what you believe, no matter how much you try. What you have seen, what you have experienced, what you have seen other people experiencing can actually shape what you believe. And what you believe is going to determine what you do with marriage. Your opinion about marriage, your perception of marriage, and your conception of what a marriage is supposed to be like will have been determined either consciously or unconsciously to you. It will have determined what you feel marriage is supposed to be, and then you begin to run away from getting married. The third one is that one of mindset. And mindset comes from three main beliefs: independence, perfectionism, and delay culture. Let us zoom in now. As for independence, extreme independence will make you to feel, look, I don't need anyone, or I'm fine on my own, or what are they actually bringing to the table? Aha, that is extreme independence. You'll be like, well, I'm on my own. What's anybody coming to add for me? What's any man coming to do for me? Apart from come to donate his sperm, I get a couple of children and then I move on with my life. Some ladies think like that. And some men will be like, well, what's the lady bringing to the table? Well, apart from me spending the whole of my life taking care of her and her children. That's extreme independence. You see, independence is good. But when it becomes extreme, it closes the door to three things: companionship, cooperation, and communal progress. Now, the second part of the mindset is perfectionism. I am waiting for the perfect person, my real Mr. or Mrs. Right, or everything must be in place first. I'm trying to finish my course. I'm trying to get promotion at work. Trying to get a more stable job. I'm trying to relocate to a better environment. All of these things are perfectionism. And then you'll be like, the available suitors don't even deserve me. I deserve better than those people coming to talk to me. You actually think you are good. You actually think you are perfect. And that is the stupidest thing a person can ever think about themselves. Thinking that you are so perfect that other people don't deserve you. Who do you think you are? If you keep thinking that way, how will you know the person that deserves you? What makes you think you deserve them too? No, what I'm trying to say is when a person begins to be too extreme with this, perfectionism is not a requirement for marriage, but growth is a requirement for marriage. I want you to put perfectionism aside and begin to look towards the aspect of growth so that you can get married. If not, this mindset is going to make you to keep being reluctant to get married. And the third aspect of this mindset is chronic delay or delay culture. Something like, I'll do it later. Somebody will say, okay, let me settle first, or let me finish this first, or let them propose to me first. There are many suitors, but they have not proposed to me now. I have to wait till they propose. In fact, even a man is waiting for a lady to propose to him. And they say, why now? You'll be quoting Khadija bint Khuwailid, that after all, Khadija proposed to the Prophet. So you are waiting for one Khadija to come and propose to you. You are going to wait for a very long time. So some ladies too, if you have seen men that you want, men that you like, you are there waiting for them to propose to you first. And if this man doesn't propose to you, what are you going to do? So the thing is, you keep delaying. I'll do it later. This chronic delay makes people to be reluctant to get married. And later, keeps moving, I'll do it later, keeps moving until it becomes maybe not at all. So delay can feel like wisdom. You actually think you are wise by delaying, by being extremely independent, or by having this mindset of perfectionism, or by just postponing and procrastinating. Talk to this lady now. You say, okay, I will talk to her later. Talk to her now. Okay, I will talk to her tomorrow. Talk to her now. Okay, as soon as I receive my salary, I want to buy something before I go to talk to her. Talk to her now. Okay, I just gave my clothes to the tailor, and you keep delaying and keep procrastinating until the day you want to talk to her. Then she shows you the invitation card. Oh, brother Cousin, thank you very much for coming. They say you were asking for me. Oh, sorry, I didn't know you didn't get the invitation card. Then she'll give you the invitation letter of the person she wants to marry. And then you'll be like, go back home and start crying. Then people say, what happened to you? You can't explain yourself because you have been so stupid with your delay. So delay can feel like wisdom sometimes. You think you are being smart. You think you are being prepared. You think that some brothers will even go and start memorizing some poems that they will recite to a lady they want to propose to. Be there. Or you say, okay, I'm going to propose to her, but I want to memorize up to Surah to Kahf first. I want to memorize the whole of Surah to Kahf because the day I want to go and propose to her, I will read like half of Surah to Baqarah just to impress her. I'm sorry for you. So what I'm trying to say is delay can feel like wisdom, but sometimes it is just disguised avoidance. So just as we ask those that are rushing, we say, why the hurry? We must also ask those who are delaying, what exactly is holding you back? Because both extremes can be problematic. That is, rushing without preparation and delaying without purpose. And the thing is, marriage should not be entered blindly, but it should not be avoided unnecessarily. We have to be cautious of, are you deliberately delaying this thing? Are you avoiding marriage, or you are rushing into marriage? Now, let us look at areas of true readiness now. Let us say you now understand which one is wrong with you, whether you are rushing unnecessarily or you are avoiding marriage. You know, there's supposed to be a midway, somewhere in between, a middle path, so that you are not rushing and you are not holding back. Now, if you are not rushing and you are not holding back, it means you are getting prepared or you are getting ready for the marriage. Marriage is not about being ready to start, but being ready to sustain. And I want us to understand that from the onset. Many people ask, am I ready to get married? But a more accurate question is, am I ready to build and sustain a marriage? Because readiness is not one thing. Readiness is multidimensional. Readiness is not like you want to run, you want to participate in a race, then there's a mark, they say, on your mark, get set, and then you go. No, readiness is not just one thing. Okay, I'm ready in only one thing. No, you have to be ready in a multidimensional way. Now, let us break it down now and unpack this multidimensionality of getting ready for marriage. Are you ready now? Number one, emotional readiness. Did you get that? Emotional readiness. That's getting ready emotionally. Emotional readiness has three core signs. Stability, that's one. Communication, that is two. And regulation, that is three. So I have stability, communication, and regulation. Let me zoom in now to stability. You need to ask yourself these three questions. Can you handle stress without breaking down? Number two, are you consistent in your character or you are unpredictable? And number three, do you make crucial decisions based on your mood or based on clarity? You have to answer these questions because marriage will test your emotions, whether you like it or not. And if you are not stable emotionally, you are going to fail. The second thing is communication. As I'm talking about emotional readiness, I've talked about stability now. Then what about emotional communication? Ask yourself these three questions. Can you express yourself clearly? If somebody asks you, what do you want? Can you put it 1, 2, 3, 4? These are the things I want. Can you express yourself clearly? Have you trained yourself enough to be able to express yourself clearly? That is communication ability. Secondly, can you listen without becoming defensive? Because look, as you are there now, you know yourself very well. People cannot talk to you without you being defensive. You are always, if you are that kind of a person, that means you are not ready for marriage. And because in marriage, you have to like listen. Even if somebody tells you you are guilty, you have to be able to listen. Even if the matter is not going in your favor, you have to be able to listen without defending yourself. Sometimes, instead of defending yourself, you have to be apologizing. I hope you know that. And thirdly, communication ability is, can you sustain meaningful conversations, not one-sided domination of discussion? Of course, you know what some people do now? They don't know conversation. They only know domination. If they are talking like this, they will not allow you to say anything. They are the ones that if you have 30 minutes to talk, they will talk for 29 minutes and 59 seconds. The last second, they will now say, okay, what do you have to say? By the time you want to say what you have to say, they will take it off from there again. They will spend another 29 minutes. If you are that kind of person, you know yourself as we are speaking now. Everybody, I want you to please start checking yourself. When you see that you cannot sustain meaningful conversation, but you prefer one-sided domination, you are the only one that is talking, you are the one that is discussing, you are the only one that is, having the point, you are the only one with all the ideas, it means you lack communication ability. If you cannot express yourself clearly, if you cannot listen without becoming defensive, and if you cannot sustain meaningful conversations, it means you lack communication ability. You got to go and learn and practice. As a man, use your younger sister to practice. Yes, use your younger sister to pray. As a sister, as a lady, use your elder brother to practice so that you know how to communicate responsibly. And then the third part of it is emotional regulation. What do you mean by emotional regulation? We are talking about emotional readiness. And part of the emotional readiness, I said, number one, stability, number two, communication, and number three, regulation. So this emotional regulation is what I'm trying to talk about now. And this emotional regulation will ask you three questions. Can you control your anger? And this is very essential. Anger. Check yourself very well. Ask everybody around you, in your place of work, in your home, with your friends, ask them whether they see you as someone who can control their anger. If they are honest with you, they will tell you that, look, whenever you are angry, you don't care what you say, you don't care what you do. You take irrational decisions, and your own anger is tantamount to madness. Let them tell you the truth if they love you. Emotional regulation will ask you again, can you pause instead of reacting? Are you someone that's so impulsive? Once they say something like this, before somebody finishes talking, you're already reacting. That means they can even, Allahu Akbar, somebody can even set you up because you don't know how to pause instead of reacting. Your own is always reactionary. If your emotions is all about reactions, that means you are not matured enough for marriage emotionally. And emotional regulation will ask you the third question. Can you manage your integrated emotions without canceling the positive with the negative ones? What do I mean by integrated emotion? That is canceling love with resentment. Some emotions, one leads into the other. And you may not feel one emotion at a time. You can have upsurge of many emotions, both positive and negative. Now, are you someone that is guilty or that could be guilty of canceling love with resentment? You love somebody, but you have resentment, then that love is destroyed because you have resentment. Or destroying affection with jealousy, or obliterating mercy with envy. You have affection to somebody, but because you feel jealous, you now you destroy that affection completely. That is why some people, when they eventually get married, they cannot regulate their emotion. This person can say, I love you 15 times just now. And the next moment, somebody puts a call through to their spouse and they overhear the conversation, it turns to jealousy and it turns to envy that's going to destroy the I love you that I've been saying all these years. You understand what I mean? So if you cannot regulate your emotion and control your anger, or pause instead of reacting, or have the ability to manage your integrated emotions without canceling the positive with the negative ones, then you are not getting ready for marriage. Let us now move on to number 2 now. Spiritual readiness for marriage. Spiritual readiness for marriage has 3 things, 3 foundations: connection, consciousness, and character. Let us zoom in now. With regards to connection, I'm talking about connection with Allah, and you have to answer 3 questions. Are your prayers consistent? You know, somebody who doesn't make salat, and you are not used to salat, you don't make salat, and you say you want to get married to a Muslim lady or to a Muslim man, it means you are not ready spiritually. Your connection with Allah has problem. Number 2 problem with connection with Allah is, do you turn to Allah in difficulty? There are many people who, when difficulty comes, they don't go to the masjid. They go look for sorcery. They go look for charm. They go look for haram sources. They don't turn to Allah in difficulty. Some of them, they turn to alcohol. Some of them, they turn to drugs. Some of them, they turn into some immoralities. Whenever they're in difficulties, they lose their senses of morality and they lose their senses of spirituality. Do you turn to Allah in difficulty? Ask yourself this question. If you are guilty of this, it means you are not spiritually ready for marriage. And number 3, are you grateful to Allah for his favors? Somebody who is not connected to Allah enough to be grateful to Allah will never appreciate what any human being does for them. Get it? So the 3 points of connection with Allah is, are your salat consistent? Do you turn to Allah in difficulty? And are you grateful to Allah for his favors? Because marriage without Allah lacks anchor. The spiritual anchor for your marriage is based on your connection with Almighty Allah. Second thing of spiritual readiness is consciousness. That is taqwa. And it will ask you these 3 questions. Do you make efforts to increase in iman? That's belief and consciousness of Allah. 2, do you fear the prayer of an oppressed person in how you treat others? There's something we call dua al-mazlum in Islamic spirituality. The dua of somebody that is wronged. If you oppress somebody, I hope you know very well that Allah is going to take it personal, because whatever dua that person makes to Allah, Allah will accept it. Even if the person doesn't make dua, Allah is somebody who takes retribution. He will take revenge on behalf of the person you have oppressed. And thirdly, about consciousness is, do you remember the day that you will meet with Allah to account for your deeds? This is not a matter of whether a man is watching you or a woman is watching you, or husband is monitoring you, or your wife is monitoring you. Do you remember that there will come a day when you stand before Allah, and that day is called Yamatubla Sarair, the day that all secrets are going to be laid bare, all secrets are going to be left open. Are you conscious of that? These are the 3 aspects of the taqwa I'm talking about when it comes to spiritual readiness. You know, we said there's connection with Allah, there's consciousness, that's taqwa, and the third one of spiritual readiness is the character, the akhlaq. The akhlaq, your character. And your character will ask you 3 questions. Are you patient? Because look, in fact, it's almost as if there will be a chapter of patience in the Quran. And if you read the Quran very well, you see so many chapters of the Quran that talks about patience. In fact, even Surah Al-Asri, وَالْعَصْرِ إِنَّ الْإِنسَانَ لَفِي خُسْرٍ إِلَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْحَقِّ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالصَّبْرِ. That verse actually ends with sabr, with patience. And for you to know, when Allah's name, 99 names of Allah, is collected and put together, as sabur happened to be the last of them. And coming last is almost, to me, in my own opinion, is like an emphasis. After Allah described himself as the almighty, all-wise, all-kind, merciful, Allah now put sabr, he put it last. He patiently put sabr as sabur last. And you know what that means? It means that is one akhlaq, one great part of your character that you need a lot for marriage. You may need every other one, but this one is non-negotiable. So you ask yourself in terms of spiritual readiness and character, are you patient? Number two, are you respectful? If you don't know how to show respect, forget about marriage. Because respect is not only for your spouse, it's respect for Allah. It's Allah who asks you to get married. It's Allah who dictates the rules and the rulings and the regulations for marriage. Even if you don't fear Allah, at least you should respect Allah who has put these rules and regulations in place. And then you have to be respectful to your spouse. Husband respect wife, wife respect husband. If you cannot do this in your character, if it's not in your character to respect other people, it means you are not spiritually prepared for marriage. You are not spiritually ready for marriage, because every other thing follows this behind. And number three, are you trustworthy? And that brings out the matter of amana, trustworthiness. If you don't have these three things in your character, in your akhlaq, then you are not spiritually ready for marriage. Number one, patience, that is sabr. Number two, being respectful. And number three, being trustworthy. Your character in marriage is your deen in action. There's no way you can say you're a Muslim man or a Muslim woman. If you don't have these three things in your character, then forget about it. You are not practicing the deen. You are just a charlatan. You are a scam. Allahu Akbar. Now, that was that about spiritual readiness. If you are not too tired, let's move on to psychological readiness. And psychological readiness has three elements. Number one, self-awareness. Number two, healing. And number three, identity. Let us zoom in to self-awareness. Self-awareness will ask you three questions. Do you know your strengths and your weaknesses? Number two, do you understand your personality, whether you have a disorder or one thing or the other? And number three, do you know what you mean to yourself and to others? You know what I mean by that? When someone says, what do you mean? What do you mean? It's not to say you say something and they ask you, what do you mean by what you said? No. What do you mean means, what do you mean to yourself? What do you mean to other people? How do people look at you? How do people see you? How do you see yourself? How do people see your relevance in their lives? What exactly do you mean to the world? What do you mean to your environment? What do you mean to yourself? This self-awareness that asks you these three questions are very important psychological readiness that you have to look into. What is your personality? Do you have personality disorders? Are you schizophrenic? Are you paranoia? Are you paranoid? Or what exactly is your problem? What is the color of your mental illness? You have to ask yourself, look, there's no shame in this thing. If you are trying to get ready for marriage, you have to know who you are, so that if you are crazy, you look for a crazy person to marry also. You know what I mean now? Yes, if you have something wrong, I'm just being, I want to make it sound like a joke, but I want you to know that it's very serious. This is just the only way I know how to say it. And we'll have to be brutally honest with ourselves. If you have mental disorder, please go and do something about it. If you don't have mental disorder, I need you to consult a doctor, an expert, a counselor, or a psychiatric to just examine me. Let me have an idea of my personality type. This is very useful. It may sound like a joke now, but I'm telling you, it's very useful. If you don't know your own, you don't know yourself, it will be very difficult for you to settle in a marriage. That is what I'm trying to say. The second psychological readiness is healing. That is healing from the past. Are you carrying unresolved trauma? Number two, are you still reacting from past disappointments to the extent that you can't trust anybody? And number three, are you transferring what is not healed into some other person? Are you transferring what is not healed in you onto others? Are you making a scapegoat of other people? Because somebody has disappointed you in the past, now you don't trust anybody again. And you are making the people that you want to marry now to feel distrusted. It is true that you have been disappointed. It is true that you trusted people in the past and they showed you shaggy. That is, they dealt with you. They abused the privilege of being around you. They abused your naivety. They took advantage of your trust, of your trusting them, and they betrayed you. You need to heal past that one. If not, you are not going to trust anybody again, and you'll not be able to move on. So part of getting ready psychologically is healing yourself from the past and stop making scapegoat of other people. And number 3, psychological readiness is identity clarity. And this asks you 3 questions. Do you actually know who you are as a person? Who exactly are you? If somebody asks you now, who do you think you are? What is going to be your response? This is not to say that they are trying to embarrass you or they are trying to, ask you some, sarcastic questions or stuff like that. It is true. If somebody asks you, who do you think you are? Who exactly do you think you are that you are going to explain who you are? You have to have that identity clarity. I'm not talking about the job you do or the name people call you or your qualification educationally. They say you are doctor somebody or you are professor somebody or no, that's not what I mean. Or maybe you are chief somebody or you are the daughter of so person, a big personality, or you are the son of a particularly big family. No, you have to identify yourself with clarity. Do you know exactly who you are? If you are not doing what you are doing, if they don't call you what they call you, if you are not within the environment you find yourself, who exactly do you think you are without all of those things around you? Your identity clarity will also ask you, are you expecting marriage to define you? If you want marriage to be the one to define you, fine. But you got to know what you are first before marriage gives you another definition. Because whether you like it or not, whether you know who you are or not, marriage is going to classify you and tell you who exactly you are. In fact, marriage will put you where you belong. Allahu Akbar. And the identity clarity will also ask you, do you know what is changing about you with time? And this is very psychological. Some of us think we are the same now the way we were 10 years ago. In fact, everybody, all of us, I'm generalizing now, the way we were before the COVID-19 pandemic is not the same thing we are afterwards. We have all changed now, either for good or for better. So identify yourself with clarity. The way you were 20 years ago is not the way you are now. So if you want to go into marriage, be ready to identify who you are now as at present, so that you can monitor what has changed in you by the time you get married, whether for good or for bad. You can begin to suspect and pay attention to whatever is changing in you and about you. Get it? That was that about psychological readiness. Let's quickly move into this other one that may interest you. Financial readiness before you enter into marriage. Financial readiness has 3 dimensions: provision, management, and responsibility. Let us zoom in also to this one now. We'll start with provision. That's provision mindset. For men, are you prepared to provide without complaining? And for women, do you understand financial rules when you get married? As for management, financial management, can you manage money wisely? And do you understand what it means to budget? Budgeting, some people think it's only government people that budget or big corporations. They don't know that even individuals too need to budget. When they drop money for you, do you know how to budget, to manage it so that it can be sufficient? Or you are somebody who spend on impulse? What exactly is your mindset about money? What's your psychology about money? For some ladies who don't know when to stop, whenever they enter into the market, they lose their sense of responsibility. As soon as they enter into the market like this, they shop it all, they buy it all. They buy until they finish. They buy until there's no money left. They buy until they have to borrow extra. If that's the kind of person you are, I think you are not ready for marriage yet. Allahu Akbar. And as for the man, if you don't know how to manage money wisely, no amount of income you get will be enough for you and your family. Can you manage money wisely? Ask yourself these questions, because these form parts of your financial readiness. And then the third one is responsibility awareness. Do you understand that provision is not just money, but provision includes stability and leadership, stability and your sense of responsibility, stability and you knowing how to even lead your life, talk less of leading the life of other people. That is that about financial readiness for marriage. Number 5 is social readiness for marriage. And social readiness has 3 realities: adaptation, boundaries, and integration. Let us zoom into adaptation. Adaptation will ask you 3 questions. Can you adjust to living with someone? Now, look at that. You'll be living all alone by yourself as a single person, as a bachelor, or as a spinster, like they call them. Can you adjust to living with someone? Adaptation will also ask you second question. Can someone live with you? And in fact, I love this question more than the other one. Can someone live? Are you somebody can live with? Look at yourself now. Be honest with yourself for the first time in your life. Do you look like somebody that somebody can live with? With all of this, your bad habits, with all of this, your arrogance, with all of this, your dirtiness, with all of this, your, sorry, I have to use those words. I'm using them deliberately, but not to call out somebody, but I'm just saying it so that somebody out there actually needs to hear this. That's why I'm saying it. You are very dirty. You are very unkept. You are very, let me not use more words than that. The question I just want to ask is, can someone live with you? You that cannot forgive people, you that cannot overlook people's mistakes, you that cannot look away as if you didn't see something, you that overanalyze, you oversee, you are the one that sees everything, you are the one that notices everything. Can somebody live with you like this? You got to change it and be ready to allow people to stay with you. And number 3, can you compromise? Can you shift? Can you step down on this your quote and unquote quality of life? Can you step down on this your quote and unquote lifestyle? Can you compromise? Can you admit somebody else? Can you live with somebody else, and can somebody else live with you? When it comes to social readiness, this adaptation is very important. And that is why, let me repeat, it will ask you, can you adjust to living with someone? Number 2, can someone live with you? And number 3, can you compromise? Then with regard to social readiness, the second is boundaries. Can you manage family interference wisely? That is number 1 question that boundaries will ask you. Can you manage family interference wisely? When people begin to interfere in your marriage, can you manage it with wisdom? Not like a crazy person, not like an arrogant person, not like a cantankerous person, not like somebody who cannot cope with others. Number 2 question that the boundaries will ask you is, can you protect your marriage respectfully? Even when people are trying to intervene or interfere, can you be respectful in protecting your marriage from third parties? And number 3 question the boundary will ask you is, can you balance relating with in-laws with minding your business? Let me tell you what I mean by this. It is not always the case that others interfere with your marriage. It is possible that you are the one that goes sticking your nose in other people's matters. Get it? It's not that people will come into your marriage. You are the one who go to other people's marriages. You are the one that is putting your nose into the family matters that doesn't concern you. You want to know everything. You want to know everyone. You want to micromanage everybody. From your in-law side, you want to know what is happening. From your own side, you want to know what is happening. You want to put your nose, and you want to be the one that is wiser than every other person. Can you cope? If you don't know where your boundaries lie, you transcend your boundary, you cross your line to other people's lives, that same way people will cross their lines to come to your own marriage too. If you are not ready to learn how to manage interference and respect boundaries of others, and respectfully let people respect your own boundary, it means you are not socially ready to get married. And the third one of social readiness is integration. Yes, you remember I said adaptation, boundaries, and integration. This integration, zooming in, it will ask you three questions. Are you ready to merge lives? Not just visit each other's life, to merge your life with the life of other people. You understand what I mean? Are you ready to merge? If you are not ready to merge your life with other people's lives, to intertwine your lives in their own, yet not losing your own sense of individuality and responsibility, if you are not ready to merge lives together, your life with your husband with your, with the wife, your life with his mother, then your life with your mother-in-law, in collaboration or in connection with your life with your own mother. If your mother-in-law and your mother should stand, do you know how to integrate between them? That's what I'm trying to say. Your own mother as a man, your mother as a husband, and your mother-in-law, can you come in between them in such a way that there's going to be harmony? If you have not learned how to do that, you are not socially ready for marriage. Get it? The second question integration will ask you is, have you built a good life that other people will want to key into? Aha, I get you there. Is your life good enough for anybody to want to key into? Now you get to see that, my in-laws, they don't even ask after me. They don't, like people who are married now, that's what they say. My in-laws, they don't ask after me. It's because, do you have such a life that even if you don't want them to come and see you, they want to come and see you? Do you have such a good life? That's what I'm saying. Because if you have a good life, your in-laws will not call you in-law. They'll call you our daughter. They'll call you our son. They will not even say, Allah Akbar. They will not even say you are their son-in-law. They will tell everybody that you are their son because you have a good life. Brothers, you got to build a good life. This is not a joke. If you are not ready to build a good life, then you are not socially ready for marriage. Look, people who, let me paint this picture now. You see the neighbor to the friend of your in-law will be claiming that they know you and they will expect you to participate in their birthday party. Let me put it that way, whether you get the gist of what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is, if you build a good life, that is when other people will want to key into your life. If you don't have a good life, nobody will ask after you. Look at you, sister. You don't even have anything anybody can want to key into. You now say your in-laws abandon you. They don't even ask. Who will ask after somebody who is not useful to them? You understand what I'm trying to say now? Social readiness requires integration. And I said it will ask you three questions. I've mentioned only two questions. Are you ready to merge lives, not just visit each other's lives? Or number two, have you built a good life that others will want to key into? And number three, this is my favorite. Do you even have a life? Aha, ask yourself that question. Do you even have a life? If you don't have a life before marriage, you can never get a life after marriage. Take that from me. If you don't have a life, you don't have anything for people to witness. You don't have anything for people to celebrate. You don't have anything for people to benefit from. You don't have anything for people to share with you. You don't have any life that is worth emulating or any life that is worth anybody's admiration. You don't have any life, then you are not ready. Socially, you are not ready for marriage. And life has many ways. You have your social life, you have your economic life, you have your career life. In fact, let me restrict it to social life. You know that if we search the internet book, and you think you type your name on ChatGPT now, or if we come to the masjid nearest to your house and we ask for you, we mention your name, does anybody know you there in the mosque? Brothers, you are beginning to understand what I'm saying now, right? If we go to the sister circle around And when we search the names of ladies at Nasfat, or ladies at Ansaruddin, or ladies at Nawaruddin, or ladies at Bainakum, and they don't find your name there, excuse me, what kind of life do you have? Let me have a caveat. I'm not saying somebody should not have a private life or a personal life, but somebody should know you now. Abba, somebody should know you. If you are not ready to have that social life to be able to integrate and merge your life with the life of others, something is wrong. And I'm saying this deliberately because Islam recognizes social life. And that's why we need to, as men especially, we got to go and make salat in the masjid. When you make salat in the masjid, you don't just come in and pray like a jinn and then go out of the masjid like a ghost. You should be involved in some community work, in some volunteering work, in some community development. So people around you, people that live in your estate, they should know that once or twice you have come to attend the estate meeting, either for security or for hygiene or for whatever thing. This is what I'm trying to say. As a brother or as a sister, do you have a life? Now, if you say nobody is agreeing to marry you, nobody is toasting you, nobody is proposing to you, no lady is available for you to marry, I hope you are asking yourself all of these questions. You are not even represented anywhere. You are not recognized anywhere. You are not seen. You are not known. You don't volunteer. You don't participate. You don't show up. And you are complaining you have not got someone to marry. Excuse me, what is wrong with you now? All right. Let's put that aside. Seriously, social readiness has those three qualities: adaptation, boundaries, and integration. I hope you understand what I've been trying to explain all this while. And number 6, I hope you are not tired. If you are tired, philosopher, just tell me to stop.
We are not,
Number
sir.
6. Oh, okay. Thank you, my sister. God bless you. Ajay Taiba. Aha. Number 6 is intimacy readiness. I hope you understand this one is like elephant in the room. Intimacy readiness. Somebody will say, how will I know whether I'm ready for intimacy when Islam doesn't permit that we should, that kind of thing now. We should have any intimacy before marriage. How can I know if I'm ready? Let me explain to you. Intimacy readiness has 3 aspects. Number 1, understanding. Number 2, responsibility. And number 3, emotional depth. Let us zoom in now to understanding. And that's understanding intimacy. I'm not just talking about physical intimacy, but emotional connection with somebody else. You understand? Emotional connection with somebody else. That is intimacy. You have to understand it very well. Then there's also responsibility in intimacy. That is respect, consent, and care. When it comes to intimacy, go and learn it very well. That when people get married, I'm talking about you being ready now. Be ready to learn how to show respect in intimacy. Couples don't just jump on each other. They don't just rape one another. There's respect, there's consent, and there's care in intimacy. Learn those 3 things about responsibility in intimacy. And the third one is emotional depth in intimacy. Can you connect beyond physical attraction? If you ask couples very well, they will tell you that they don't sleep with each other every time they see each other. Sometimes they have the mood. Sometimes they don't have the mood. Sometimes the intimacy is very hot and enjoyable. Sometimes it is all protocols observed. Sometimes the intimacy can be well planned. Sometimes it is impromptu. Sometimes the intimacy is something they look forward to. And sometimes the intimacy is something they do as what we call service intimacy. That is servicing each other. A may not be interested, but B is interested. But A will allow B to have intimacy with them because they don't want them to suffer. Sometimes the wife is not interested, but the husband is interested. But the wife will allow the husband to do what he has to do because she understands his feeling. So couples will teach you that intimacy is not this one that you imagine in your head, but be ready for it because intimacy always comes with responsibility. And I don't need to tell you that after intimacy, some other things can come up and then you have to be responsible for it. Emotional depth is the third one. Can you connect beyond physical attraction? Because there are many more things that will come up that you will have to connect even when you are no longer attractive to one another. So when you look at all these areas, you begin to realize that marriage is not a single step. It is a serious transition. It's not readiness for just one thing. It's readiness for so many things that are integrated, one interwoven into the other. So you ask yourself honestly, am I ready in just one area, or am I growing in all the areas that truly matter? It's not enough for you to say, I've gathered enough money to marry. You have to take care of the social part of it. You have to take care of the spiritual aspect of it. And I've mentioned about 6 areas of readiness now. You have to carry all of them along with you. Because being ready to marry is different from being ready to remain married. And if we are honest with ourselves, there are clear signs when someone is not yet ready to marry. Now, let us move from diagnosis now to direction. From I am ready to how do I get ready? And I will try to summarize this area. Marriage is too important to enter casually. You know, I was talking about being ready. Being ready is one thing, but being prepared is another thing. You are ready, but you are not prepared. Or you are prepared, but you are not ready. If readiness is not automatic, then you have to develop it. In order for you to be both ready and prepared, you have to understand that it is not all about finding a partner. It's about becoming a partner that is worth building with. Let us make it a bit practical. You have to have personal development. And this personal development is what will assist you in those readiness that I was talking about. Personal development has 3 priorities: character, discipline, and responsibility. Marriage does not create responsibility. Marriage reveals responsibility. Number 2, knowledge acquisition. And knowledge acquisition has 3 areas: rights, roles, and realities. Let me quickly zoom into this right. That's hukuk. Number 1, what are your obligations? You have to know it. Number 2, what are your spouse's rights? You have to know it, because your spouse's right is your obligation, and your own right is your spouse's obligation. Number 3, what circumstances can make the right to be flipped, or to be suspended, or to be forfeited? Do you get what I mean by that now? Sometimes we say, okay, this is the husband's right, this is the wife's obligation, right? But there are some circumstances that can make it to shift. And the wife may have to carry the role of the husband temporarily, and the husband will have to carry the role of the wife temporarily. School runs, babysitting, and so on and so forth can shift because of some circumstances. And what circumstances can make the right to be suspended? Yes. For example, if a woman goes out of the husband's house without his permission, without informing him, then she doesn't have any right to claim for transport fare. You know what I mean by that? She doesn't have any right to claim for, for financial responsibility on the man, because she left the house without his information, without his permission, without his consent. This is just one of the reasons why the right can be suspended. The man that doesn't take care of the wife, doesn't feed her, doesn't clothe her, doesn't offer any security, ignored and abandoned her, he has also suspended the right of intimacy with her. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. And sometimes this right can be forfeited. If you are somebody that is getting prepared for marriage, you have to learn all of this. That's the knowledge. You have to learn all of these rules, roles, obligations, responsibilities. These are important. That's hukuk. Number 2 part of it is the roles, understanding the roles. And you have to understand your 3 roles in marriage: emotional roles as a husband to the wife, as a wife to the husband, financial roles as a husband to the wife especially, and family roles, both of you to one another. That is knowledge acquisition. The 3rd area is the realities, understanding the realities. You need this knowledge, brothers and sisters that are trying to go into marriage. You need this knowledge. You have to understand the three realities. Number one, that conflict is normal. It's not as if somebody has done sorcery to your husband or to you. You got married and you suddenly start having conflict. Conflict is normal. Get married to that too. Number two, growth takes time. You don't just grow overnight. It's usually gradual and sometimes can be painful. And number three, you should know that love evolves. Love doesn't remain the same way. The same way the expression of love doesn't remain the same way. Expression of love can shift with time and with circumstances. What you don't understand, you may mishandle. So you have to understand this very well, very well. I've mentioned number one, when it comes to, getting prepared for marriage, I've mentioned personal development, and I say it has three priorities: character, discipline, and responsibility. And I also said number two, it requires knowledge acquisition. And knowledge acquisition has three areas: rights, rules, and realities. Now, let me mention this, even if that's where I will leave that matter. Communication preparation. And this also has three skills: expression, listening, and conflict handling. With regards to clear expression, you have to be able to speak honestly and you speak respectfully. Active listening, you have to listen to understand, not to reply. Conflict management, you have to know how to stay calm under pressure. You have to avoid escalation and you have to focus on solutions, because communication is the lifeline of marriage. Then let me add this one for you: spiritual preparation. And listen to this attentively. Spiritual preparation for marriage has three elements: connection, intention, and reliance. What do I mean by that? You have to strengthen your connection with Allah, with salat, with dua and dhikri. And when I talk about dua, if you know that you need ruqyah, better do your ruqyah now as part of your preparation for marriage. Those who understand what I'm saying, they understand what I'm saying. Ruqyah is when you have some kind of divine or spiritual intervention. If you happen to have some jinn issues, or you have some possession episodes, or some things that you know are diabolical around you, you need a lot of dua. Go to those who know Ruqyah very well. They do the dua in line with the sunnah of the Prophet for you, so that you can strengthen yourself and strengthen your connection with Allah, not with something else, not with somebody else, not with shirk. Then you have to purify your intention in three ways: marriage for the sake of Allah, marriage not just for desire or pressure, and marriage not for ephemeral gains, not because of some things you want to benefit, that's why you are going to get married. You have to be prepared spiritually. And the third one is tawakkul, reliance on Almighty Allah. And in three ways: do your part, be patient, and then trust Allah with the outcome. There are some other practical preparations that you need to have, and this one comes in three steps: clarity, counseling, and compatibility. With regards to clarity, it comes in three ways. You have to be clear about your rules. What are you going there to go and do in that marriage? You have to be clarified. You have to be clear about the goals that you want to achieve in that marriage. And you have to understand the lifestyle that that marriage is going to bring for you, or you are going to take to that marriage. And number two, counseling. Seek premarital counseling in three ways. Number one, learn from experienced people. Number two, ask the right questions. And this, I wish you can just underline it. Ask the right questions when you go for counseling. And number three, be willing to work with your new knowledge. It's one thing for you to be advised. It's another thing for you to put it to practice or to be ready to listen. Counselors will understand what I'm saying. You'll be advising some people, they'll be proving that they know better than you. You'll be advising some people, they'll just show you there and then that, okay, all you are saying is to your pocket. I will do what I want to do. Some people are like that. They're very difficult to advise because they are arrogant, they are ignorant, and they have a lot of self-deception. Allahu Akbar. May Allah save us from that. Then number three, assess your compatibility. What are your values? What are your communication styles? And you have to understand your life direction. Those are the three things: values, communication style, and life direction. What I mean by life direction is is this person you want to marry actually going in the same direction in life as you? You want to go into business, this person wants to go into the academics. Are you sure there's not going to be conflict along the way? You want to go into the academics, this one wants to join politics. Are you sure these things can work? Now, many areas of compatibility can come out in that form. And you got to be prepared emotionally. I think I've mentioned this to us earlier on. But let me emphasize emotional preparation for us. It has three things: healing, expectations, and maturity. As for healing, you have to heal from the past in three ways: address emotional wounds and offense, let go of bitterness, that's forgive yourself and others, and number three, be ready to move on, unstuck yourself from the past. And when it comes to expectations, release unrealistic expectations in three ways. Number one, no one is perfect because nobody has it all. Number two, marriage requires adjustment. Marriage is in seasons. And number three, marriage is not only about what you can get, but also about what you can contribute. And thirdly, develop emotional maturity. And you develop this in three ways: learn patience, learn understanding, and learn self-restraint. Preparation is not about becoming perfect, it's about becoming intentional. So, in a nutshell, before you enter marriage, ask yourself, what am I doing today to become a better spouse tomorrow? Can you connect what you are now? Can you connect who you are now with whom you should become tomorrow? Because a successful marriage is not built by chance, it is built by preparation. So, to balance it up now, I want us to be encouraged actually, because some of the things I'm saying, some people are already developing cold feet now, as if, hey, what I'm saying is too difficult for them to achieve. Let me just pipe it down now so that you know that I'm not trying to scare you from going to marriage. I just want to encourage you, because preparation is necessary, but perfection is not the requirement. I'm not asking you to be perfect. Yes, you do not need to be perfect to get married. If perfection was the condition, no one will ever marry. Marriage is not for perfect people, it is for growing people. But also, let us be honest with ourselves. Growth does not replace responsibility. You cannot say, I will learn experience after marriage, or I will fix my anger later, or we'll figure everything out as we go. No, because some things must be worked on before you enter into marriage. So we hold two truths together. We say, do not delay marriage out of fear of imperfection. And we also say, do not rush into marriage without preparation. So to encourage you now, if you are working on yourself, or you are learning or becoming more aware, then you are already on the path of readiness. Readiness is not a direction. Readiness is not a destination. It is a direction. It is a direction that you move into in order to get things right. And I pray that we are all going to do the best in this regard. Now, we have talked about preparation. We are talking about getting ready and what have you. What of somebody who has not even found somebody? Because you may be ready, you may be prepared, you may be intentional, but you are still searching. So the question becomes, where do I find the right person and how do I approach it in the right way? The right place to find the right person or the right environment to find somebody can be in three ways: righteous circles, trusted networks, and purposeful platforms. Those are the three environments where you can find a righteous person: righteous circles, trusted networks, and purposeful platform. Let me zoom in a little. Righteous circles include three places: Islamic gatherings, knowledge circles, and community events. Because people who prioritize Allah, they often carry values that sustain marriage with them. Number two, trusted networks include three areas: through your family, through friends, and through your mentors. So let people know you are ready, because many good matches are found through trust, not through chance. And the third one is purposeful platforms. And before a platform can become purposeful, it has to have three qualities. It has to be marriage focused. It has to be structured in introducing their members to each other. And it has to be a morally upright place for individuals. Everything must be with caution because not every space is sincere. So wisdom must be your guide. Number two, the right criteria is built on three foundations: deen, character, and compatibility. As for the deen, it comes in three ways: relationship with Allah, commitment to Islamic values, and uprightness in Islamic practice. Deen is not perfection, deen is direction. Number two, character, akhlaq, they come in three ways: how you speak, how you handle anger, and how you treat others. The same thing with the person you are trying to marry. You should study their own akhlaq in those three ways also: how they speak to others, how they handle anger, and how they treat other people, because you will live with their character every day of your life. And the third one, criteria, is based on compatibility. And compatibility comes in three ways: your life goals, whether you're actually pursuing the same thing or different thing. Number two, your communication style, whether either of you only thrive on keeping malice or expressing themselves. And number three, emotional alignment. These are not identical, but aligned enough to grow together. And then what is the right approach to somebody you want to marry? Right approach to marriage itself. They come with three qualities: clarity, patience, and istikhara. Clarity comes in three areas: know what you want, know what the other person wants, and know your non-negotiables. The areas where you know that, look, this is what it must be, we can't compromise on this. Confusion attracts confusion. If you don't have clarity, there will always be problems. Number two is patience. It comes in three ways: do not rush decisions. Number two, take time to observe and understand. And number three, a good spouse is worth the wait. Yes, to get a good spouse, sometimes you have to be patient. The right decision is worth waiting for. That's what I mean. And to go about it the right way, the third one is istikhara, seeking Allah's guidance. And this comes in three ways: pray, the dua for istikhara. Number two, seek divine direction from Almighty Allah. That is, also talk to people that can advise you. And thirdly, trust Allah's outcome eventually. Because you see the present, but Allah sees the future. Do not be carried away by three things: appearance alone, sweet words alone, and temporary emotions. What shines is not always what sustains. Finding the right spouse is not just about who do I want. It's about who is right for my deen, who is right for my growth, and who is right for my future. The goal is not just to find someone you love. It is to find someone you can build with, someone you can grow with, and somebody you can journey to Allah with. And once you understand what marriage is, prepare yourself for it and approach it with wisdom. Then you are no longer just seeking marriage, you are seeking it with purpose. So let us wind off now so that we all put everything together. Because after everything we have said, after the questions, after the reflections, after the realities, we return to one simple truth: wanting marriage is not enough, because marriage is not just something you enter. It is something you must be ready to carry. It is a responsibility. Marriage will ask you for three things. It will ask you for your patience. It will ask for your character. It will also ask for your sincerity. Marriage will reveal three things about you. It will reveal your strength. It will reveal your weaknesses. It will also reveal your true level of maturity. And in those moments, marriage will not ask you, what did you wish for? Marriage will ask you, who have you become because of marriage? So if you are seeking marriage, do not only pray, oh Allah, give me a good spouse. Also pray, oh Allah, make me a good spouse. Because the kind of marriage you desire is built by the kind of person you become in that marriage. So let us be honest with ourselves. Some amongst us are waiting, but we are not preparing. Some of us are searching, but we are not refining ourselves while searching. Some of us are hoping, but we are not growing. And let me tell you, hope is not always the best criteria, is not always the best strategy for getting married. Don't just sit down there and be hoping. Try to listen to the things we have been saying all this while. Being present, showing up in the lives of others. When other people invite you to their events, attend. People will see you. Go to where people will see you and you socialize. Participate in community volunteerism and show up in the life of others so that others will show up for you. Reach out to those who do matchmaking. There's no shame in it. If you don't ask, you will not find. Talk to those who have the data of responsible prospective spouses that you can even choose from. Because if you don't have anybody or you have only one person, it means you don't have any choice. If you have two people that you can potentially marry, it means you have a dilemma. And if you have three people, you have a trilemma. It's until when you have four and above, that is when you say you have a choice. So there are organizations and institutions that specialize on gathering data of single individuals. Bainakum does that also. Bainakum Family Counseling Center, with all of the counselors and all of the heads and the people in charge of Bainakum, they understand how these things work. And even within the group itself, I am very sure the person of your dream is somewhere in the corner of the group. Maybe the person is just like you that doesn't participate much. And this is something for you to understand. If you want to get married, stop hoping. Do something about it. And of course, don't shoot yourself in the legs. Be wary of the kind of thing you put on your DP. A lady is single, she's praying for a husband, she's hoping for a husband, but she's there, making photo shoot every day with the child of her elder sister. And any man that sees such DP or such post will say, oh, this lady, as beautiful as she is, she's already married. Look at her baby there. Or some of you, sheepishly, you'll be snapping photographs, doing selfie with your elder brothers and posting on your DPs and your postings. And people will be like, hey, yeah, I would have loved to marry this lady, but you see, look at her husband there. You are shooting yourself in the leg. What is wrong with you now? Don't you think about this matter? And as for the brother now, the brother too, well, he's there making all of those things, on social media with his younger sister. And he will say, because I love my younger sister a lot, they go somewhere, they go on holiday, they snap themselves. They go to visit somebody, they snap themselves. They go to attend an event, they snap themselves together. Everybody be like, hey, yeah, the ladies who would have wanted you to marry them, they just look at you as, well, he already has a wife and is happy. Well, that means no way for me. What I'm trying to say is, hope is not a strategy to get married. And shooting yourself in the leg cannot help you in any way. Be very cautious of the kind of thing you post out there. A particular lady need a husband, and the matchmaking people were able to get a man for her. And this man very happy and overjoyed that, yes, alhamdulillah, I found a woman of my dream. Because the picture they presented to him, she was wearing hijab, looking well dressed. And even, there's a way a lady will wear hijab, she will still look beautiful, as if, you know what I mean now? Lo and behold, this brother asked for more details about her, and he started searching for her on Facebook. The man discovered a photograph she posted of herself 12 years ago without wearing hijab. And this brother was like, Abba, you people want to scam me? Why will you present this lady to me as if she's responsible, whereas she's actually responsible? They said, no, she's responsible. For what we know about her, she wears her hijab. She does. Then he pulled out the picture that she posted 12 years ago of herself not wearing hijab and in some company of some people. Although according to her, she said those were her schoolmates when she was just finishing school. Who cares? Don't shoot yourself in the leg. And that's what I'm trying to say. And I want us to understand, we say let us be honest with ourselves, right? The quality of what you attract is often connected to the quality of who you are and who you are becoming. So start where you are. Work on your character. Refine your intentions. Strengthen your connection with Allah. Learn what you need to learn. Be where you need to be. Show up where you need to show up. Participate where you need to participate. Introduce yourself where you need to introduce yourself. Be seen, be heard, be known, be noticed, and be useful. Because the Prophet ﷺ said, Khairun nas anfa'uhum linnas. The best amongst people are those who bring benefit to others. It is the process of you bringing benefit to others that the man or the woman of your dream will find you. It is a thing of pride when you are found at the right place at the right time, where the person who wants to marry you will not even need to ask many other questions. Where they have found you has answered 90% of the questions they will have wanted to ask. Because when preparation meets sincerity, Allah opens doors in ways you never imagined. Do not just prepare for the wedding, prepare for the marriage life itself. And let me pray for you singles out there. Oh Allah, controller of hearts and distributor of provisions, may Allah grant you a marriage that becomes a means of helping you to obey Him. May Allah not only grant you whom you desire, but grant you the spouse that is right for you and a spouse that will bring you closer to Almighty Allah. May Allah rectify you before He grants you a spouse, and may Allah purify your heart, refine your soul, and guide you to the best of character. May Allah make you worthy of responsibility, worthy of trust, and worthy of mercy. Oh Allah, for the one whose marriage has been delayed, do not deprive them of reward, of hope, and of relief. Oh Allah, grant them beautiful patience and a tranquil heart and a blessed portion, a blessed qadar. Oh Allah, when our homes are established, make them built upon love and mercy. Oh Allah, place barakah in our choices and turn away from us what is not good for us. Oh our Lord, do not let us seek marriage while unprepared, but make us among those who prepare well, who choose well, and who live well. Ameen. May Allah make this message you have heard today, may Allah make it a guide before decisions are made, and may Allah make it a light for those standing at the door of marriage.